On Friday night, I met Father Roy, and he agreed to do an interview with me on Sunday afternoon. We eventually caught up to him, but something a little more pressing grabbed our attention.
How do you not see her?
Crossing the line. Exclusive. She's crossing.
Hey, look, I'll be right with you.
Okay, we'll be right here.
Are they crossing over?
Yeah.
Okay, 1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
That's good.
Yeah, they're going over right there.
Yeah! There she goes. Just a few minutes later, I got to ask Father Roy a couple of questions.
I guess I'll start off with asking, when you first started this protest with only 10 people, did you ever imagine that it would amount to over 20,000?
Never, never. We had no vision, no plan, no thought of starting any kind of a movement. We were here, 10 of us. Some of us had just returned from Latin America and knew firsthand the brutality of the militaries of some of these countries. And when we heard about this school, we gathered in the name of peace. We gathered to keep alive the memory of many of the victims. Sisters and brothers whose voices were taken away by graduates of the school. And what happened was, in the first year we crossed the line, 3 of us went to prison. There was no movement, but people just came forward to volunteer. They moved into my little apartment here when I went to prison. And little by little, the next year we had 100, and then 500. People started to come here. And the movement somehow blossomed. Word began to spread around the country about this school that was hiding before behind this wall of secrecy. And what we learned was that in our country was a school of assassins, a school of dictators, all carried out in our name with our money, tax money. And so, it's just a great joy today to see, 22,000.
Do you think, as of this year, we're closer than we ever have been to
Oh, without a doubt. We're getting there. We're getting this. I think this coming year could be our year to shut it down. We've got a bill in Congress. With the changes in Congress, we're very hopeful. A recent bill of ours lost by 15 votes.
Right.
35 who opposed that bill have been kicked out of Congress. So with these newcomers, we believe that we can get the 15 votes that we need to shut it down. We also have the Latin American strategy. We visited all these countries in Latin America with soldiers here. And after meeting with defense ministers, presidents, university leaders, and others, we were able to get Venezuela, Argentina, and Uruguay to pull out their troops. We're going to be going this coming year to 10 other countries. With a school without students, got to shut down.
Who has been the most helpful in your efforts to close down the school in America? Has there been a specific organization?
Well, I'll tell you, what happened, I would say 7 years ago, the college and university students started to come into the movement. And right now, I would say over half of those gathered, 22,000, are college and university students and high school students. The students have become the backbone of our movement.
Are you proud of the fact that students have begun?
No doubt. For me, for us, it's such hope. This gives us, because as we age, we want to pass the baton on to others who will continue the struggle, as they do in Latin America. Generations pass that baton on to others, the youth of their countries. And this is what we see here. And it's so encouraging to see all the students here again, high school and college students, who are learning about foreign policy, who are really introduced to Latin America through the school, who come to learn about foreign policy and what our country is doing, not only in Latin America, but in Iraq and other countries. I mean, this in a way is sort of an introduction to activism.
Why is it important for students to take on this role? Why is the SOA a focal part of the peace movement?
Well, I think it's it's very important. It's focal because of the amount of suffering and death that this school and its graduates cause to others. Well-known martyrs, we know about Bishop Oscar Romero, the 6 Jesuits in El Salvador, and the 4 churchmen and others, but, there are tens of thousands more campesinos, human rights activists, university leaders, labor leaders in Colombia, tin miners in Bolivia. And it's just so important that, first of all, that the truth be known, that we as North Americans know what our country has done in our name and continues to do. Our greatest enemy in this country is ignorance. It's not out there, it's within our borders, ignorance. That's the greatest enemy. There's so little we know about our foreign policy in Latin America, in Iraq and other countries. We don't know about other cultures and their histories. That ignorance gets us in big trouble. And this school, I think, is a teachable moment. Early on, when the movement began to take root and blossom, we knew how important it was to have as our tactic to close the school of violence, that our way would be the way of nonviolence. And so we drew on the wisdom, the experience of Mahatma Gandhi, and Dr. Martin Luther King, Rosa Parks, Cesar Chavez, Dorothy Day, and Bishop Oscar Romero, and others. Their way, the way of nonviolence, was going to be our way. And that's why we're here, peace in the name of nonviolence.
Okay. Then I'd just like to say to you, that is because of the SOA protest that I was brought into my first lesson in foreign policy. And I'm a huge political news junkie kind of kid. I love following up on stuff, and I got to credit a lot of it to the SOA protest. I just wanted to
right here, look, thank you.
This was quite a memorable moment for me. Not only did I get to conduct my first interview, but I was able to meet someone who I believe is nothing short of a hero.
And we are going to ask, of course, what do we do now? What do we do? We've worked so hard to shut down the school. Where do we go? What do we do? Well, in my little apartment there, I've got that plaque someone gave me in the early days. And that little plaque reads, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall never be unemployed." Thank you. I just wish you well. Thank you so much. We want to thank you for coming from all over the country, all over the world. We love you. You're wonderful. Thank you very much.
Close the SOA.
You know I play with you.
Close the SOA. Close the SOA.
Now your vision shining bright. I'm waiting for you. I'll be here waiting for you. Yeah. Dancing in the lights. Shadows fall from you. Learn to watch your step. You come floating.
Close the SOA.